Well, good day everyone. I should have done this earlier. I only thought of it after I was done harvesting pumpkins. So far nobody's on, but I know a lot of you will be watching this on the replay, so hello and thanks for watching the replay. Yeah, got the pumpkins harvested today. We did lose a few to slugs and rodents. Yep, got quite a few. I'm going to turn you around in just a second and we'll go into the garage and see what is harvested. Let's see, turn around. Ah, there we go. Yeah, next year I am going to actually start a live before we harvest and just let everybody watch the harvest. But yeah, this is what we got. This is on the second table and the first makeshift table. We got all these. Actually did pretty darn good. I did have one on that spot, but Matthew chose it as his payment for helping me get the pumpkins out. And yeah, but got all the good pumpkins out. What's left in here is either too immature, like that one, not very immature, or like that one, it's already, that one's pretty much chewed up. And then the ones that the rodents and the slugs got to, and they're pretty gross looking. I mean, look at that. I flipped them over and that's what we had. I lost a few there and lost a few here, as you can see. Yeah, thanks, Ann. Yeah, pretty good harvest though. At least now I don't have to worry about them freezing. We're supposed to get a hard freeze in the middle of October, so getting them out was very necessary. Yeah, it was quite the harvest too. Some of these big ones, like this one here, this one is probably about 30 pounds. I got another one here, I'm pretty sure this one's 35 to 40 pounds. That is quite the harvest. Yeah, I'm so new at doing live streams, it didn't even occur to me until after I was finished. You know, putting them all away in the garage, and I thought, dang, I should have started a live stream earlier and just let everybody tune in and watch me pick pumpkins. Anyways, got a few things done today. Got my horseradish out of its pot, and it's in the ground now. I'm already, that water goes underneath. It's going underneath because it didn't take the rodents very long to tunnel under and in. So yeah, I think my squashes are just about done for the year. I've got 2 more zucchini to pick, and then I think I'll just be pulling the plants out. This honey nut squash never produced a thing. It just grew and grew and grew. I'm going to start them earlier next year. But yeah, harvest is coming up really soon for the rest of my garden. Oh, they're yellow. They're yellow. Let's see if I can remember the name of them. Oh yeah, this is the name. It's a big beefsteak tomato. And that's my first one that's finally ripening. And then these ones, you know what? I'm thinking these are Cherokee bush. they're finally starting to ripen. They're getting that dark purplish on the green on the top and they're going to be darker purple on the bottom when they're ripe. But cutting them down, all the vines off has really helped them to start ripening, which I need everything to ripen. It's got very short period of time. Yes, those pumpkins do look good, don't they? Oh, I still don't know what I got here. Is it parsley? I was pretty sure it said cilantro on the seeds that I planted, but you know, that was last March. And it's gotten so big. The leaves are edible, so I know that. It's just got a very odd flavor. I'm just not sure. Oh, my yellow pear tomatoes are ripening. Marigolds are doing good. Nice and cheerful. I got to get out here and pick peas. I'm pretty tired today. Peas. More peas. My peas kind of took over not only the fence I gave them, but a small tomato cage too. 2 of the tomato cages. And they pretty much covered up they pretty much covered up the eggplant. My carrots are doing good. I don't know if they're very big, but I got lots of pretty fronds. Oh, and these marigolds still have not bloomed yet, though I am getting a bud on them. I'm not sure what to do about that. This one's definitely got a flower bud on it. Look at that. It's been a long time since I've done fried green tomatoes. In fact, it's probably been about 30 years since I did fried green tomatoes. Had a good recipe for them too back then. I may be trying to look up a good recipe. If anybody knows a good recipe, you can send it to me. I'd be interested in trying it out. Looks like I'm going to have plenty of green tomatoes. Oh, my brush pile is going to be getting hauled away this next week. My neighbor who helps me with my mowing is going to be hauling away brush. He's bringing his dump trailer and he's going to load it up and haul away anything I want to have taken to the transfer station to their burn section. Our dump has a section just for brush to burn, so people can burn their brush. And he's going to be hauling it away. So he's already texted me and said to make sure I got everything on this pile that I want to have. It has to be burnable. Nothing that has to be sorted out when you get to the dump. Which means I can't get rid of old fencing. Even though the fencing is wood, but it's wood slats in metal. I'd have to pull all the wood slats out. Yeah, Neil. Mind your manners. Well, thank you, Anne. Yeah, I did get my mowing done. I went and got this little section mowed here. Got this little section mowed. My neighbor mows my lawn. He does not mow my back pasture. I've got to keep this mowed. And out there by the little trees, which I need to run the hose out and get them watered. I got those all done. I've been dumping all my grass clippings and my everything from weeding out here because to cover all the clay that got dumped on top of the grass back when they ran the new leach lines for my new septic system last year. Hard hard packed clay does not grow very good grass. But yeah, I got all this back here mowed. I got to get my little trees watered. They need a really good soaking down before winter time. They're all looking a little bit dry, so once I'm done watering my trees that are in pots, I'm going to run the hose back out here and give all of these little trees a really good drink of water, especially that one. It's determined to live. Yep, she might chuck it at you. Oh, my sunflowers are all pretty much done blooming here. And I expect as the seeds start forming, I'm going to start seeing my little birds starting to show up. But yeah, they didn't get very big this year. I'm going to really try getting this section along this side of the fence tilled up really good next year, and not letting it go to weeds so much. Still got a couple of little ones. This one got to be the biggest, and it's got the biggest flower head on it. And yeah, we get the little finches and the wrens and the little migrating birds coming through in the fall. And then we have the little chickadees in the winter time. And the sunflower seeds really give them a really, really good beneficial, nutritious food source when they're all out looking for them. So yeah, I plant sunflowers because they're beautiful and I love to look at them, and because I love watching the little birds eating. I gotta get that hose spread out and finish watering. But yeah, I thought I'd just pop on here real quick and let y'all see what I got harvested. I mean, it's gonna all be out on the video that I got to get edited and out tomorrow. But yep, nice big pumpkin harvest. Got plenty of pumpkins. I think the grandkids are going to be really happy this year. Tried to see if anybody could come up and help me harvest them, but everybody was busy. Quite a few of the grandkids had soccer games today, and some of the adults had to work. So some of my kids had work, so nobody could come up and help me. But I did. I got my brother Matt to help me get the pumpkins out of the pumpkin patch, and my mother picked my raspberries for me. I said, "Here, Mom, harvest raspberries." I still got a few apples on my apple tree over there, but they're pretty buggy, and I'm thinking one of these mornings I'll just come out while it's cold and get them all out and toss the buggy rotting apples into the pumpkin patch. Everything is going into the pumpkin patch to decompose over the winter. Helps enrich the soil. Oh boy. I think I'll sit down here for a minute. I've been a very busy person. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. I'm trying to get my tripod here a little centered. All right. It got kind of warm today. Got up to about 80, 82. That's in the shade, so I'm pretty sure it was a lot warmer out of the shade. I'm gonna strangle myself here. Oh, yeah. Have a good day, Karma. Oh, boy. Yeah, let's see. I've got a lot of glare on my... There. Oh, the pumpkins, Melinda, I will take them and they go down to Utah. In fact, I'll probably take them down in about 2 weeks. I gotta wait until after payday. And then I'm probably still gonna have to borrow gas money because my bills literally eat up every penny of my paychecks. So I'll be asking my kids for money for gas. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. I see a lot of sun glare, but maybe that's just off the, yeah, it's just my reflection reflecting off the phone. It makes it hard to see things. So anything else you would like to know? I actually still trying to sell my truck. Haven't gotten any takers yet. I'm gonna have to make another post on another page on Facebook and try to see if, and still need to see if I can contact a couple of people about maybe a consignment sale, which would help. No, I don't. I take them down and they go to my children and my grandchildren. I've got 3 kids and 5 step kids and 10 grandchildren and 8 step grandchildren. Here, Neil, I'll take you back over and we'll go look at the pumpkins one more time. I've got my pumpkins all harvested. So we'll go back over to the garage and we'll let you take a look at the pumpkins. You better pay attention. But I got all my pumpkins harvested. Been growing them all summer. Let's see. There we go. Come on. Reverse. There. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, big family. They love the pumpkins, and I actually have a sister in Bluffdale who has a large family too. So anything my kids don't want, I usually just drop off the rest of them at her house. Her family will actually use them. They'll process what they don't use for decoration, and they do a lot of canning and processing of fruits and vegetables, so nothing goes to waste. Everything will be used. My kids live in Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain, and I got a son in Magna, so they're about 3.5, 4 hours away. It usually takes me about 4 hours, but then I don't speed the way some people do. I know, look at that. Got little one. This is a little one. It's about, I'd say this one's about 5 pounds and this one's about 40 pounds. I would actually have to go get my bathroom scales and weigh it just to see, but I'm pretty sure this one's pretty close to a 40-pound pumpkin. It's big. No, they do add quite a bit of weight. If I haven't sold my truck by then, I might take them down in the truck, but I could actually fit all these in the back of my car. I would need to have someone come and help me take that 3rd row seat out. I want to get rid of it anyways. It's not original to my car. Car originally had a cargo box, not a seat, 3rd row seat. And there's no seat belts, so it can't even be used because there's no seat belts for it. So I do want to see if I can sell that too. I can use all the extra money. But yeah, got a lot of pumpkins. Here's another big one. This one probably about 35 pounds, I'm guessing, just from picking them up. This one's probably about 30, 35 pounds. Some of these others are like this, 15. I would bet about 15 pounds on that one. But yeah, you can see the rodents were already starting to get to them, so I had to get them all out of the garden. I got them up on tables because the little voles like to come under my garage door. Right here where the rubber is missing, it leaves about a 2-inch gap. I mean, I saw a baby skunk go in my garage last spring through there. He just literally ducked right through. So, yeah. Yes, my garage needs cleaned out. I'm going to try to get that done too before winter. But yeah, the great pumpkin harvest. I will probably do the driving. I'm not going to leave it up to the pumpkins. But yeah, it's really, really great harvest. A lot better than I was expecting. The white ones didn't get as big as I'd hoped they would. Generally, they get to be about 10 pounds, like this one. But a lot of them are very small. They just didn't get as big. So, but you know what they say, better luck next year. And I'm just kind of resting. I don't know if you saw my garden, Neil. You kind of popped in a little late, but yeah, we'll go over here to the raised beds. These are my little, got my horseradish out of its pot and in the ground, so it will winter better. I still got to get this little tree. Got a little spruce here, and it's come up from seed, but got to get that in the ground somewhere to winter over. But yep, I got one more yellow squash. It's about ready to pick, and a zucchini, maybe 2 zucchini. Everything's petering out. Still got a couple of peppers there to pick. Got some tomatoes ripening. Got lots of peas. Lots of peas still to pick. Peas kind of took over and went wild. My tomatoes here are getting big. I believe this is a Cherokee bush. I usually buy one every year, but I lost the tag, or I should say the birds actually stole the tags. I don't know why they do that. But got all my little cherry tomatoes. These are my yellow pear tomatoes, and I've got a few down here that are just about ripe and ready to pick. I got more of these are ripening, and they're doing pretty good, getting ripe. Got lots of little marigolds in my garden. They're pretty. I love the marigolds. They're just so pretty. Whoops. Yep. Yeah, nothing as good as a vine-ripened tomato. Even if you had a little patio that you could put a potted tomato outside, it just needs to be where it can get fertilized. I mean, yeah, the flowers. My cucumbers are pretty much done for the year. I've got one more little one on there to pick and snack on. Yeah, and squashes are just about done for, so I'll probably be finishing after in the next week or so, yanking the squashes out and the cucumbers out and getting this bed cleaned up. And then I'm going to put the strawberry pots into the bed for the winter. I'm going to just dig holes and get them. Oh yeah, I left my raspberries. My mom picked my raspberries. Not a whole lot. I really have to dig up and redo the whole raspberry bed. My mom did that at her house, and this year she's got a bumper crop of raspberries. But mine looks pretty sad. The raspberries look pretty darn sad here. There's only a few canes, and the whole all the plants need, next spring I need to dig them all up while they're still dormant. Just dig them all up while they're still dormant. As you can see, they're not very lush looking and they're kind of straggly. A lot of them are broken in the windstorms, but they are producing a few berries. But I do need to just dig them all up and till up this ground really good, get it fertilized really, really good, and then replant them in about March. March is usually the best time to do that. And then I can have good raspberries. They'll do much, much better. At least until the weeds take over again. Yeah, getting my strawberry pots are going to go into the raised beds for the winter. Oh boy. Yeah, tomatoes can actually take over. Yeah, I've done where I've literally said I'll plant 6 plants, end up planting 8 plants, and then I am cleaning like 3 or 4 boxfuls of tomatoes out of my garden in the fall, and they're all green. Tomatoes can be quite fruitful. Yeah, a greenhouse can turn into a tomato jungle. I mean, if I had a greenhouse, it would extend my growing season quite a bit longer, but it would probably look like a tomato jungle. So, is there anything else you guys would like to know? I think next year I'll probably go live and just do a live where people could watch me harvest the pumpkins out of the pumpkin patch. I thought about that, like I was said earlier. I did think about it after I was done harvesting the pumpkins that I should have gone live and just set up the camera and let people watch me pull my pumpkins out of the pumpkin patch. So maybe I'll do that next year. Just set up a camera somewhere where people can just watch me pick pumpkins. That sounds like a fairly decent idea. It's fairly decent. I actually think the pumpkins, considering as late as I got them in this year, and me breaking my wrist, that that didn't help. I think we got a fairly decent harvest this year. Um, our spring was fairly cool, and so was the first part of June. It didn't really start warming up till the middle to the end of June. And pumpkins, they love the heat. You give them a lot of water, lots of fertilizer, and lots of sunshine, and they will grow very fast. It wasn't until July that they really started to grow. And it was still almost the 1st of August before they even started putting out blossoms. So I think we did pretty good. Yeah, our growing season is usually pretty short around here. Our last frost this year was actually the middle of July. And our first frost will be about the middle of, we've already had a little couple light frosts. We had a light frost the end of August, middle to the end of August, and we've had a few nights that getting down in the 30s already. So, but a hard freeze isn't supposed to be until the middle of October. So that's basically only about 3 or 4 months to grow things. Yeah, you probably need to have greenhouses just to make sure when your seasons are too unpredictable, having greenhouses for sensitive plants is probably the best thing. And just put your hardy plants outside. So I think we're doing pretty good harvest wise. As for what's being harvested around here, they've already gotten all the grain has been harvested. Pretty much all the potatoes, the farmers have gotten most of their potatoes out, and they are now starting to harvest sugar beets, and will probably be harvesting sugar beets well into the middle to the end of October. There's still big fields of sugar beets out around in my area that haven't been harvested yet. But they're busy though. There's been trucks running up and down the road all day today. The road I live on is actually a main road from the fields out to Rockford, where they got the sugar beet depot. And so you get the big trucks going up and down the road all the time from the fields here all the way out. And I live right on the road, so I've been listening to those big trucks just rumbling up and down all day. All right, Melinda. It's almost supper time for me, too. Go eat, and we'll see y'all later. Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you have it? You can just grow things in pots too. I know people who just do that. They just have a few pots around, and you know, if that's all the place they can do is just a few pots, they grow a few pots full of stuff. That's all you really need is a good light source and some pots. I've got some wee little tiny pots in my kitchen windowsill. One pot has basil in it. It's like, oh, it smells really good. And it's good for just snipping off a little bit and putting it in your food. I think it's probably only about a 4-inch tall pot, little 4-inch pot. Yeah. Yeah, well, from the way you describe your flat, it's just barely big enough for a bed and you. One of those closet-sized ones. All of 200 square feet? Or do you actually have maybe closer to 400 square feet? 225 square feet. Yeah, that is very, very small. I'm going, that's about the size of my living room and kitchen put together. And my house is a small house with a two-story addition. The upstairs is my bedroom and office. It's just one big open room that I've divided into two sections. Well, since it's just you and me seems to be left, Neil, um, I think I'll say goodnight. You can hang around and see if anybody else goes live tonight. It's Saturday night. Who knows? Maybe Dean will go live. Well, we need to check in on him anyways and make sure he hasn't gotten flooded out. There's a lot of flooding that went on in Georgia and North Carolina with the hurricane. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodnight and go get my supper, and we'll see each other on the next live stream that pops up. Okay. You too. Have a great evening.